Today, we are going to be talking about Gabriel Formoso. Architect Gabriel Formoso was born on April 9, 1915 in Makati. As a student, he enrolled in two of the top educational institutions in the Philippines, graduating high school from the Ateneo de Manila University in 1933 and earning an architecture degree from the University of Santo Tomas in 1937. In 1939, he became a registered architect and initially worked for architect Andres Luna and later Pablo Antonio. In that year, Formosa became one of the first 100 licensed architects in the Philippines. He then partnered with Luis Araneta and established Gabriel Formosa and Partners in December 1973. The practice has evolved through the years and is currently known as GFP. Among the biggest influences on the Formosa forms was the architect's exposure to different styles. He completed 11 tours of the United States, South America, and Europe from 1952 to 1988, observing architecture trends, particularly in bank, hotel, and condominium design. He later specialized in these structures, designing some of the commercial, institutional, and hospitality landmarks we recognize today in the Philippines. Most of his building projects were constructed in his birth city of Makati. Among his designs are well-known landmark buildings in the Makati Central Business District, with most surviving today. These include the Manila Peninsula Hotel, the Pacific Star Building, and the Bank of America Lepanto Building. All three buildings also remain active as of writing, along with other Formosa projects.
The Doña Narcisa building was built in 1967 and was one of the very first buildings along Paseo de Rojas Avenue, Makati City. It was previously next to Lepanto building but was demolished and replaced by a different building. It was named after Filipino film producer Narcisa de Leon, who was famously known as Doña Sisang. It served as a commercial building that houses Gabriel Formoso's residence and firm, along with the Bank of America and Paseo de Alba de Makati.
One of Gabriel Formoso's notable works is the Pacific Star Building, built in 1989, located in Makati, Metro Manila. The office building was originally a property of Nauru Phosphate Corporation and was sold to the Century Properties Group, which they now manage. The design features two structures that stand next to each other, the 29-story high-rise structure and the 6-story low-rise building, which are both predominantly white. The building facade exhibits the use of concrete, clean lines, geometric forms, and vertical arch glass windows, contributing to its modern architectural style. Additionally, the building entrance can be found in the lower structure with the portico share in front of a fountain.
The Peninsula Manila is located at Makati City, Metro Manila. It opened its doors in the year 1976 and is a commercial building that served as a luxury 5-star hotel owned by the Hong Kong and Shanghai hotels. The Peninsula Manila's architectural style is characterized by a bush hammer finish and an exposed concrete aggregate facade, following Gabriel Formoso's famous brutalist style. Meanwhile, its interior exudes a sense of tranquility and harmony with an abundance of tall plants.
Lepanto building is located in Paseo de Rojas, Makati City. It is a 20-story high office building and was inaugurated in 1978 as a building for Bank of America headquarters in the Philippines and the Lepanto Consolidated Mining Corporation. Its notable architectural elements are its distinctive high arch design seen on its facade inspired by Spanish architecture.
Last but not the least is the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas located in Manila. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is the central bank of the Philippines owned by the government, built in 1993. It is inspired by the Spanish Fort San Antonio Abad with its heavy gray monumentality and feel of impenetrability throughout the spaces. Due to the immediate concern of rebuilding the central bank that was damaged in Intramuros, Formoso had to design a straightforward yet functional building in the shortest time possible. Thus, the building exhibits a brutalist style through its bold rectangular form with its raw and exposed concrete finish. Although it doesn't have any ornaments, the windows that can be seen in the facade bring depth and character to the building.
Gabriel Formoso's architectural style is often characterized by a blend of contemporary design principles with elements of local culture and tradition. Through his works like the Pacific Star Building, the Peninsula Manila, the Lepanto Building, the Doña Narcisa Building, and the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, he demonstrates a commitment to creating spaces that are functional and are kind of new at the time. First, Formoso's buildings often feature sleek and minimalist exteriors characterized by clean lines and geometric shapes. For instance, the Pacific Star Building in Makati City showcases a modern glass facade with symmetrical patterns creating a striking presence in the city skyline. Second, Formosa often does intricate detailing of facades, such as the Lacaro Building in Makati City that features facades with geometric patterns and decorative elements adorning the exterior surfaces. These subtle details, whether in the form of textured panels or sculptures, contribute to the building's overall impact. Lastly, across his works, including the Doña Narcisa Building, it is evident that he put emphasis on creating spaces that are not only aesthetically pleasing but also highly functional. Floor plans are carefully designed to optimize use of space and facilitate smooth circulation, ensuring that the buildings meet the practical needs of their occupants.
So Gabriel Formoso shaped the Filipino architecture back in the 1950s when he set the standard for innovation and his harmonious blending of modern and local elements of Filipino architecture. An example are his works specifically located in the wealthy villages in Makati City.
The works of Gabriel Formoso reflect the diversity and rich history of Philippine architecture, with its designs being blended with different foreign influences. Despite these major developments, Formoso managed to maintain the traditional values of Philippine architecture through his integration of modern elements that promote the Philippines' local climate and culture. Overall, Formoso's works provided a significant contribution to the development of architectural styles in the Philippines, resonating with our culture and lifestyle, thus being called Filipino. What we like about his architecture is his approach to adapting modernity in Philippine design while at the same time maintaining its cultural context.
As architecture students, we can learn a lot from studying Gabriel Formoso's works, such as being able to blend local elements of our architecture with modern elements. This can be a way to progress Filipino architecture while preserving our culture. From what we learn, we can also try new materials and methods, incorporate vernacular traditions, and adapt to social and environmental conditions. These teachings can influence and motivate us architecture students to improve our architectural designs, resulting in the creation of future structures that are practical and considerate of the environment.